Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday Tool Time. Today we are going to be doing a tool review on my table saw. It is a Skill table saw model 3305. So let's go ahead and get in detail with this table saw. Alright guys, this is the operating safety instruction booklet / owner's manual. It is very detailed. It goes into a lot of instructions, everything from how to assemble the table to how to do cross cuts, bevel cuts. It even tells you how to make feather boards, push sticks. I mean, it gives you lots of details on how to help you out using their table saw. In my opinion, it is very good. With the owner's manual, I would give it I'd probably give it like a 4.8 out of 5 stars because it's really good. Okay, now here is the table saw. It is tinier. I have a tinier shop. This is the actual table saw though, and it works well with me. It fits well in the shop. It's not too big, and I like it. It's got a decent sized tabletop. Not too big. It could be a little bit bigger, I think. But they also have other table saws that Skills make that has a bigger tabletop on it. The fence doesn't go off the side of the table, or you can't make as big of a cut as I'd like. I had to make an assembly table around it to kind of adjust for it so I could have bigger pieces cut on it. But overall, I like the tabletop size. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it is a beginner's table saw pretty much. So it works for being a beginner. Maybe in the next 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, I'll get a bigger table saw. Maybe by Skill, who knows. But they give, out of the box, they give you the basic setup. This is the fence that they have. This is the push stick that they give you right there. It's alright. It's not the best thing in the world, but it keeps your hands away from the blade. And then this is the miter gauge that they give you. And as you can see, I've actually made I screwed a piece of wood on there to give you some more pushing room so you can do larger boards. And they actually do instruct you on how to do that in the booklet, along with making the push sticks. One thing that I haven't done yet that I need to get done is right up here along the edge of the rip fence. You can actually put a piece of board there, like a sacrificial board. That way, if you get too close to the blade, it doesn't tear up your rip fence. And as you can see, right there and right there, I have nicked it with the blade. It didn't do too much damage. It didn't throw the board back or anything like that. But that's something that I need to get doing. Okay, now let's go over the parts of the table saw that I don't like real quick. There's not many. Like I said, size is kind of an issue, but it's a basic saw or table saw, so you get what you begin with. The first thing that I absolutely despise is their rip fence right here. It is terrible on the adjusting. I've tried to make it work, but every time that you cinch it down, if you can see the end, it'll sometimes move when you're doing it, and you always got to go back and see. I got that tightened down right there, and as you can see, it is not lined up with that one line. It is actually, this is a little bit further this way off that line. So you always got to go back and take like a tape measure or a 12-inch square, 6-inch square, whatever, and measure from the rip fence to the table saw or to the blade on both sides. And a little safety thing, I do not have this table saw plugged in right now, so it's alright to get my hands close. So if your table saw is plugged in, don't go near the table or near the blade. Um, Another thing, the insert right here, I could probably make one, but it would be kind of difficult because of the bevels and everything right here. But I wish that I could actually get a zero clearance insert for it. This is a little bit too wide of a gap. I've actually had pieces drop down in there, and then they either get stuck and just kind of burn up right there, or it'll screw up a piece of wood that I've just cut. So that's one thing that I don't like on it, but not a big deal. Kind of work around it. Um, and let's see here. Over time, like I've had this table saw for about 2 years now. I think it'll be coming up 2 years this Christmas. It was a Christmas gift from the wife. So I've had this for about 2 years. Over the time, this has been getting scratched by the miter gauge. I don't know exactly why. Um, it the miter gauge, in my opinion, is not the best. It's very loose when it goes in there. As you can see, it really, I mean, it just kind of moves around in there. But it does lock. The one thing I don't like about that is that when you go to a different store and try to buy like a pre-made feather board, things like that, they're all set at, I believe, 5/8 of an inch wide, and this has special grooves cut into it so that you can't really use them. Okay, now on to the pros of the table saw. The cut-in capacities are probably normal. They're at about 3 inches for the height for just regular 90-degree cut. 45 is about 2.5 inch, and then when you use a dado, it's only about 1/2 inch. I don't know if you ever really have to cut anything bigger than a 1/2 inch with a dado. If you need to, you need to look at different options. I think a 1/2 inch is pretty deep with a dado blade. Good thing about this is that it does take a dado blade, so that is great, and it works really well. I haven't ever had any problems cutting with a dado blade. It hasn't slowed down, hasn't bogged down. I mean, you can't tell the difference between having a dado blade on there and a regular blade. Your blade size is 10 inches on the table saw, so I mean, the cutting's really good on it. I haven't ever have not ever found any kind of wood that I couldn't cut through. I have used green pressure treated lumber on the table saw, and it's cut right through it. Has not given me any problems. I've cut purple heart, poplar, walnut, just regular pine. I mean, I've cut a lot of different things on here, and surprisingly, the blade, this 10-inch blade right here, has never been changed. This is still the factory blade that came from Skill. It is still cutting smooth, doesn't burn, doesn't bog down, does not do anything. I'm going to be replacing it soon, though, just kind of get a new fresh one on there, but it does not affect it right now with how long it's been on here, and I've cut plenty of things on here. The table, like I said, it's a little bit smaller. The actual size of it, the actual tabletop, is 16 by 26 inches. So the good thing, if you're a beginner woodworker and you don't have a lot of room, or if you have a small shop or a small garage, this works really good. As you can see, I've actually made a table that goes around it, that fits around it. That way, if I'm cutting, like my fence right there, it actually goes over onto the top of it. Now my table isn't completely finished yet, but once it is, everything should ride smooth on it. I can have the water pieces And it actually goes out a little bit further to catch the longer pieces that they don't just fall off, which can be a hazard. Let's see here. The holes on the top keep all the sawdust off, so you don't have a lot of issues with sawdust buildup on the top. The dust port, which will go around to the back, is 2.5 inches. I believe it'll fit like a bigger shop vac with the 2.5 inch port, or you can get an adapter to go onto a dust collection system or either a smaller shop vac. So that's always your options right there. Let's see. Alright, who wants to see some stuff get cut? So I've got everything out here. I've got some oak and some pine, and we're going to go ahead and just double check, make sure that the table saw is set up correct, nice and square with the actual blade. I checked the blade earlier, and it's 100% 90 degrees straight up and down, so I'm not worried about that. Right there we have the table saw blade square with the miter gauge, and we'll take off the rip fence real quick. We'll put this back into the table. I had it pulled out so we could see everything. And we'll plug it in. And first and foremost, you got safety glasses. Always wear them. These aren't my normal ones. I left my other ones inside the house. Always have a backup pair. Just got a 3/4 inch piece of pine right here. Just some scrap wood. Lower the table saw blade down. And let's cut this real quick. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on Tuesday Tool Time. I hope you guys come back for more tool reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a small shop or a garage or something, hope you look into the smaller, more compact table saws like my skill saw here. And as always, you can always visit me at www.asliceofwoodworkshop.com. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the week.